That's the recipe. So, dip your hand in it, and you realize it tastes good. But just know, it get hot in that kitchen, boy. And everything may not work properly. But you still gotta cook. And guess what? People gonna be coming with plates out. And they gotta be fed. They gotta be fed.
So now I'm out.
Whether you wanna go sit down and eat a plate
Just
yourself.
trying to figure it out.
You realize ain't nobody cook for you. You the chef, dog. Keep cooking.
Oh, I ain't never been here before. This video turned into something else. I really took an L not bringing my mics today, but whatever. Man, I'm not gonna lie, being in nature just kind of resets everything. It kind of just puts me back in my place as a human being. So, you know, sometimes as human beings we like to get all big-headed, and then sometimes that big-headed, or maybe it's just me, maybe I'm the only person on earth who feels this way. But sometimes I feel like my head, like my ego just gets so big, it gets uncomfortable. And like coming out here in nature and like literally smelling the flowers, like I can smell them, kind of just puts me back in my place, like, hey, everything's gonna be all right. It's a process. So patience has kind of been like my biggest thing that I've had to learn with myself, because I mean, I've always had patience for other people, but when you get in a space where you can finally like learn who you are and not just accept the box that you've been put in, because I feel like a lot of people growing up, they grow up around a certain people and those people think a certain way, and then it kind of just gets stuck there. So you kind of get stuck in the box that like you were brought up in, and you never have time to like go away or just take time to like learn who you are and stuff like that. So in this process, as I've been saying, learning to have patience with not only other people, which I feel like I'm pretty good at, but having patience with myself when I'm not doing what I want to do as far as like my actions or my thoughts or just like whatever I'm thinking. Like if it's not something that I feel like should line up with me, I've had to learn to be patient that like, okay, if I know that this is something that I don't want, then I'm gonna go away from it. But the thing is, when you're brought up in certain thoughts and certain ways of living and life and stuff like that stuff really affects the way that you see it. It affects your perspective. So just changing the way that you see the world and how you feel like the world sees you, and it's also a reflection of how you see God and how God sees you. Well, not how God sees you actually, because that's God only sees you in one way, and that's in love. But a lot of people don't. I mean, you look at the world, like, bro, the world is so broken and everybody's so hurt that like love is obviously far from us. We're obviously far from like what true love is. And so learning that I didn't grow up in that type of environment of like true love and unconditional love, now that I'm learning it, I'm having to learn to accept it. But the acceptance is what's taking time, and that's where I have to be patient, is because, you know, time takes time, and I have to learn to be patient with myself, because eventually I'll get to where I want to be, but right now I'm just not there, in a lot of ways. Than one, physically, mentally, spiritually, especially. Like I want to be a certain space spiritually right now, because I feel like that's what should be leading all my decisions, but I'm just not in the place where I want to be, and so that is affected as well. But you know, patience, it's a process. And God gonna see us through it, bro. He the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. So I feel like if God is seeing what I'm seeing, not that my vision is God's, but I feel like, I mean, I got a vision from somewhere, then I can see that he'll see me through this. He'll see me through this process, and he'll be more patient with me more than I ever have been in my life. So yeah. All right, so yeah, y'all get it, man. It's a process. You gotta be patient with yourself. You gotta trust that God's gonna see you through. You just gotta stay in that word, man. Stay in that word, bro. It's just crazy to me that God is able to meet us wherever we're at in our life, in our walk, if we accept that. Because even though I'll trip, even though I stumble and I fall flat on my face, boom, face first into some sin, man, I still wake up the next day. It's crazy, ain't it? You still wake up the next day. What kind of love is that, bro? That's that agape love. But now we off topic. That's the next video. Actually, I'm gonna keep that for the next video. Yeah.